Kia ora, I'm Scott Gilmour with the Aotearoa Dream Charitable Trust. I've been lucky in life and I'm very proud to do what we do, and I'm proud of the team that does it with me. I know that all of our team, all of our volunteers get tremendous kicks back, tremendous rewards from their offerings, and I would encourage you, if you have time or resources, to get involved in a program near you. We pick up kids when they come to primary school, year 1, and we work with them right through until they're 2 years out of high school. So it's a 15-year intervention, ideally, if the child stays in the school and the community. And if you want to break the cycle of poverty, you really have to invest for an entire generation to do that. Everything else tends to be short-term, siloed. So that's the second thing, long-term first. Secondly, we're very holistic. The causes of poverty are multifaceted and often multi-generational, which is why you have to invest for a generation and why you need to do whatever the issue is. But actually, I hate saying whatever the issue is because you're talking about deficits, whereas we're very strengths-based, aspirational. So we kept the American name because I have a dream. Every child, every parent wants the best for their child, right? So what is your dream? Do you want to be a drummer in a band on the weekends for fun? Do you want to be a car mechanic, an astrophysicist? Whatever it is, we'll help you get there. Government programs or charities work at either end of the bell curve, if you will, to ameliorate high needs or to take highly talented kids and accelerate them. But that means 80% of the kids are in the middle, especially in a poorer community. They're not bad enough or good enough to get that extra sort of support and araha and encouragement. In Mount Roskill, we took the entire Year 4 class from a Decile 1 primary school and said to those kids, if you stick with us, in 10 years, we'll get you off to university or a career. And guess what? 80% of them went off to tertiary study versus 30% of the comparison group. So this American program, which I kind of describe as a franchise, it works. We assign a navigator to work with that cohort of children all the way through their career, educational lifetime. And that navigator, guess what? Because they're in the classroom, they're forming long-term trust-based relationship with each tamariki and rangatahi, and because they have that, they get permission to come into the homes. So, and that's not easily granted. Some families who have been basically poorly served by current systems, they're a bit resistant to so-called do-gooders turning up, right? But they hear from the kids about what the navigator, what Vince does, what Rose does, and they go, I better meet this navigator. So we're welcomed in the homes, and that gives us the responsibility and the opportunity to work with that whānau and that child to really affect change over that long time period, that entire generation from 5 to 20. So clearly being a navigator is a hugely demanding job. They have to have a huge amount of empathy and araha, and typically they've come from the communities that we're working in, and they understand the needs of the community, and they've probably had somebody in their life, a mentor, an uncle or whatever, that helped guide them. So Aotearoa is a young lad up in Tikipunga, and his mentor, Dave Cotty, who was a retired English seaman, and you had this almost 80-year-old Dave and 14-year-old Aotearoa just had this wonderful bond, right? And Dave sent me a picture that Aotearoa had, a painting that Aotearoa had made of the two of them, big tall Dave and little Aotearoa, and Dave said to me, look, Aotearoa wants to be a designer, do graphic design or product design. And he said, I know you live in the South Island, Sir Ian Taylor's down in the South Island, do you know him? And I said, well, actually I do. So I emailed Ian, look at this photo, the kid wants to come down and get in design. Ian hosted him down at Animation Research Labs, and Aotearoa and his navigator went down, and Dave went down, and they had an awesome 2 days in Dunedin, visited the museums, went and toured the Polytech, looked at this course, spent a bit of time working in Ian's Animation Research Labs, and this kid just won a scholarship to go to Otago Polytech to do his design degree, and he's going to be head boy next year at Tikipunga High. So I've been out, basically my main job for the last 8 years is fundraising for this program. Last year we raised $2.2 million and spending on these 1,100 kids, and if you look through our website or our annual report, you'll see a list of all of our donors, and I can't thank them adequately. And we've got people giving $20 a month up to $100,000 a year. everybody gives to the limit of their ability, right? And so every dollar we get is tremendously appreciated from us, because we cannot do what we do without that. It's money, the treasures we talk about big time. We also talk about time. Like Dave Coddy and all our mentors and volunteers, they're giving time, which has an indirect cost because you're not at work, you're taking, maybe you're working 0.8 to go and volunteer. Talents, we welcome people to come in and teach the kids woodworking or sewing or sailing or whatever their passion is. Taking a child out of their community and giving them this opportunity, this vision, this idea of other things are possible, that's powerful. And then the fourth T, so treasures, time, talents, and then we talk about talking. Because the way our program is growing is by all of our impassioned supporters, especially if they come and visit us, which we always welcome them to come and visit, they go away going, oh my God, you've got to see what this team of navigators up in Whangarei or Upper Hutt are doing for these tamariki. It is life-changing, and this is what New Zealand needs. So yeah, we rely on that kind of long-term support. So anybody can do something for I Have a Dream. But we're in currently today, we want to go nationwide eventually, but today we're just in Whangarei and Upper Hutt. So if somebody's in Christchurch or Tawhariti and they want to get involved in a youth kind of program, just go online to the New Zealand Youth Mentoring Network, I think I've got that right, type in your location and they'll list all the programs that operate in your area. So there's hundreds, if not thousands, of charities out there or groups that need volunteers desperately. They need financial resources. So there's no reason to not find something in your community that you can get involved in.